Hello Flosstubers and Flosstube watchers, my name is Ulte and this is my channel Red Line Handcraft where I talk about cross stitch and other handcrafts that I sometimes work on. Today is 8th of February 2022 and let's check what I have been working on since the last video. I know some of you prefer this angle, but I find it easier for me to comment on things on my whips, on my projects, when I have them in front of me. Plus, when I can use the main camera of my phone, so it is a little bit of a better quality. So I'm gonna switch to the over desk type of view. What else I want to mention at the beginning is thank you for the new subscribers. I got quite some of them since the last video. Welcome. I hope you enjoy what I have to show you and I hope you stick around. Also, thank you for the ones that come back to watch my videos. Let's get going. So let's start with whips or work in progress, and then I'm gonna switch to finished objects, one finished and one fully finished object. Also some knitting stuff and some acquisitions. So first of all, I want to show you my temperature tree that is designed by the Stitching Mommy, Sarah. I started this on 17th of January. It was my birthday start. And this is how it looks like right now. So I have already put in January, February and March. This is the data of maximum temperature of 2021. I have put in some leaves on April month, but it's not finished yet. And I already have a branch of May. There's gonna be June and then I'm gonna move to the other side. So let's check how, sorry for moving you. So that's how the base of the tree looks like. I'm stitching 1/1 for the tree on 28 count. And I'm doing the leaves with 2 strands so that they are more fluffy, more 3D type of looking. And this is, as I said, 28 count. A Star Sapphire Joblin even weave that I got from 1 to 3 Stitch. I really like this design. It's really nice to work on it. Of course, it's easier to work on it when you don't have that many color changes. So in spring, in April, it was quite fast because the temperature was pretty similar almost every day. And I actually made my own conversion. So the colors are not as they were charted. The base of the tree is one of the suggested colors, but I think I only have maybe 2 colors that were there originally in the chart. So that's my conversion. And I have 2 options for higher temperatures. It's gonna be either, this is additional one for the highest temperature, but for the one that is lower, it's gonna be either 3:1 or 3:04. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna pick. I think once I have more higher temperatures, I'm gonna see which one looks better with the rest of the colors. For now, they both look good to me. So if you have any preference, any suggestions, let me know in the comments down below. Next whip that I have been working on is also my new start, but I really worked on this one. So I have a ton of progress. I started this one 14th of January, just before my birthday. Well, a couple of days before it. This is also joblin even weave from 1 to 3 stitch, also 28 count, but in this case I'm stitching 2/2 or 1/2 if the chart says to do so. It has a lot of black work, as you can see. It is really nice to work. Of course, you need to really pay attention how many strands of floss you need, and in case of half stitches, you need to make sure they are going to the right direction according to the pattern. But basically what I have left to do, I think there's gonna be some black stitching here, and then there's gonna be some roses and leaves, and also back stitching on the right bottom corner. And let me show you how it's gonna look once it's finished. So this is Rioli's kit. As you can see, I put the fabric information sticker on the kit. Originally it has 14 count Ada, but I chose to switch to even weave, and I really enjoy it because it's so smooth, it's so nice, and I actually ordered more joblin fabrics from 1 to 3 stitch. So the finished size of this project should be the same, around 20 on 20 centimeters or 8 by 8 inches. So it's gonna be pretty much a square, and it is, as I said, Rioli's kit called Red Rose Hip, or if you speak Russian, it's Krasny Shapovnik. And the number is 1916, if you are interested. I had some personalizations with this. Of course, as usually what happens with cross stitch, I had some frogging also. So yeah, it's all about that. But yeah, it's really nice to work on it, and I think this fabric makes it even nicer to work on it. Another whip that I barely worked on this time is my mini Deer Creek that I have stuffed, pretty stuffed firmly in my Gammas or Gemmas Treasures project bag. So let me take it out. So this is my mini Deer Creek that I'm stitching on 28 count even weave. This was my New Year start of 2022, and if you checked my previous videos, you know that I restarted it because initially I was stitching with 10 stitch 2/1, but I really hated it. So I restarted with 1/1 full cross, and I still don't have that much of progress. I think the main issue is that this fabric is super stiff and it's not that nice to work on it, but I think I'm gonna go with this because I don't feel like restarting it again. But yeah, this is where I am right now. I have my needle minder, and I really want to love this chart because the design is super nice and a lot of cross stitchers are working on it. So again, let me know if I should really get a new fabric and restart it once again. What do you think? Or I should continue, and maybe once I get further away from the edges of the skew snap, it will make it easier, because now I'm a bit struggling on the edges. So yeah, this is my mini Deer Creek. And now all the fun start finishes FFOs. And this is my finish. Let's move those props, decorations out of the way. This is my finish of Sky Watcher by Alona Koshkina. This is stitched on 18 count dark blue Aida. It's not the called for color, but I could not get the one that was suggested by the designer. It has a ton of back stitching with 1 and 2 strands. It has some French knots, full crosses, and half stitches. I still need to iron it more, but this is how it looks like. It doesn't really fit in the frame, but if you follow me on Instagram, I have a full picture there. So this one gave me some scare when I was washing it out just to make it cleaner. What happened basically, once it got wet, all the light white B5200 looked quite blue, and I was scared that the ink from the fabric or blue flosses got away and dyed it. But I think what happened was basically once it gets wet, the fabric might show through and affect the color. Also, water affects it, but once it dried out, it really looked white, and it still does. So yeah, I think I got scared just for no reason. And just let's take a look at it again. What I have, I put in my initials and 22 to show the year when I finished it, but it's barely showing. I don't want it to stand out a lot, but I think it's not enough for it to show, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna frog it and take a darker color and restitch it. I'm also thinking that I might put it in this corner, but here I have some French knots and some other stuff going on, so this corner looks better. But yeah, I think I need to redo this. If you have any suggestions for putting in your initials, your signature, let me know in the comments down below. So yeah, this is the finish that I really enjoyed working on. It's super nice, super lovely. I love all those things that I have mentioned before, like all those signs and yeah, the moon, stars, astronomy, outer space, those are the themes that I love. And now let's move to FFO, fully finished object. Ta-da! So this is The Octopus or China Asminog by Vic Dolan. It is stitched on 18 count Aida, mainly 2/1. It has a ton of French knots with 1 and 2 strands in different colors. It has some fractional or petite stitches, I'm not sure how they are called. I wouldn't suggest to stitch this design on 18 count though, because it was really hard to make all those small partial stitches, not full crosses, but those, that is 1/4 of the cross. So it's better to pick at least 16 count, I think would be nice. But yeah, maybe stick to 14 count that is suggested by Vic Dolan. So I chose this light white frame that has some like old looking imitation, like the wood is showing through. It also has some yellow paint that really works with the yellow fabric, and there is a mat that is yellowish, greenish, something like that, which is not the exact color of the fabric, but it really plays well with all the colors. And I chose this oval cut in the middle. This is the first time I chose it, but I think it's really something different, something interesting to play with. The way they do it, they cannot cut it right from the front side, so the way it goes down, so it looks like it's a bit further away from the fabric, but I don't think it's a big problem. It still looks really good. And this is gonna be a present for my cousin's kid, because when he was born he had like a marine theme with all the anchors and lighthouses, stuff like that. So my cousin really wanted me to stitch something in marine theme, so it's gonna be for him. It's not gonna stay in my home, at my home. But yeah, this is a fully finished object. That was my New Year start of 2021, and now it is finally finished, fully finished. That's it. Let's move on. Hey there, if you liked my video, make sure you subscribe. Also click on the bell to get notified when I post new videos, and give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay, a little bit of knitting. I think I'm gonna insert it before the acquisitions part, because I don't have much of different whips. It's the only whip that I have been working on since the last time, and it is my Something Happy shawl that you can find a free pattern on Ravelry, and it has three different sections, which are solid garter, stripped garter, and lace, and you basically repeat them. You basically add on to the sides and in the middle to basically build on the triangle. So it's getting wider and wider. So at this point I'm not sure how wide it is, but it's pretty wide because I'm barely fitting on the knitting needles. You should really use the ones that are connected with a wire, but I don't really have those, so I'm trying to fit in. Since the last time I managed to finish, I think the last solid garter, and now I'm in the middle of stripped garter, when there's gonna be a third section of lace, just like that, and there's gonna be binding off part, and it's gonna be finished. So with my floss tubes being filmed that often, I think I should be really done with this the next time, and I'm gonna be able to show you the finished product. It's super nice, it's super easy to work on it, but as I said, I'm barely fitting on the needle right now, so I'm struggling a bit, but I still enjoy it because it goes pretty fast, and I really want it to be finished. So this is it for now. With the knitting part, I did not crochet on anything this time, though I really should get back to it. But let's move on to the acquisition part, because I have some exciting things to show you. First, let's start with some not that exciting things, but this is black Ada. I think it's 16 count, which I'm gonna use for my 2 carnival masks by Brian, I think. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna insert the name here, but also I'm gonna link or just insert the pictures of the charts here. I got all the floss for the blue carnival mask that I have, and also for the red one. So this is all the floss. It has some nice golden and silver DMCs, but that's basically all the colors for the blue one. And in the package I still have all the ones for the red one, which they have a couple of same colors, and I'm not gonna need that much of those, so I got only one skein for each. I mean, one skein for both, because yeah, I'm not gonna run out. And the idea that I have for now, it's a big piece of Ada. So if I manage to flip the red one, I'm gonna start with the blue and then put the red one on the same fabric without, you know, making it 2 separate pieces, and have them in one big frame. So that's the plan for now. Look at those colors again. Yeah, I love all the blues. Well, maybe not these type of, but yeah, all the light ones, vibrant blue shades. And I think I'm gonna start it once I finish the Riolis kit, so that I don't have that many whips going on at the same time, because that is making me insane to, yeah, it's a lot to have a lot of whips. I don't like it. Another not that exciting thing is, you know, just the thing I needed is a couple of packages of needles in different sizes. So this one is from 18 to 24 and this one is 26. As you can see, I've already been using 26 ones, and this is the brand that I usually get. It's not a sponsored video, but if you are interested, then this is what I usually work with. Because my last order was quite expensive, it was quite big, they put me a gift in, which was DMC box, which is a nice, really nice, lovely box to store your floss. And as you can see, it's en boîte DMC collector in French, which my French is awful, but sorry if you speak French. But yeah, it's a nice box that I'm gonna open off the screen, because it has a nice free chart, simpler, tiny simpler chart for free. It's a bit different from what you can see here, but yeah, it's quite nice. It should really work great to make a small cushion. And of course we give you some ideas for floss, but I think you can really play with your own colors. So yeah, this is a gift that I got from making a big order online. Yes, it's a bit bent here, but it's a pretty solid, nice box. And the main thing that I really wanted to get is this beast. This is Eagle by Anchor, Maya collection. It has 3D effect. And I really wanted it, so I got it for my birthday, which was 17th of January, as I mentioned. And yeah, this is my gift for myself for my birthday. And also I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Fabio that lives in Peru, because he has his birthday around the same time. It's I think 16th of January. So yeah, hi Fabio there. So yeah, going back to the kit, I think it has 18 count Ada, yes, which is light blue. Anchor flosses, of course. Skill level is 3. From what I heard, it gets a bit tricky to work on it because you have 18 count Ada, but you need to sometimes work with 3 strands of floss, and it gets quite bulky. But in order to get that 3D effect, you really need to do it. So yeah, this is quite big. The finished size is 60 by 45 centimeters or 23.5 by 17.5, and now it's mine. And I think that's it that I have to show you today. So this is it for this time. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, leave them down below. I really will appreciate it. It's always nice to read them, even if it's a shortest, quickest comment ever. So thank you. I'll see you next time, and don't remember and remember, you are only and remember, you are only crazy till you make it. Bye.